Austin ISD Thursday Night Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Broadcast also made possible in part by Frost Bank, Georgetown Shirt Company.
A steamy, breezy evening awaits these two teams as we join you live from Nelson Field for the AISD Thursday Night Game of the Week here on SHN Sports. I'm Steven Strong alongside David England. Shout out to Carl Schoening as well here in the booth with us, helping us out tonight. And we are going to stick it right here or kick it off. We're going to see if we can hear the anthem here. Well, we welcome you here on SHN Sports. Once again, Steven Strong with you alongside David England here in the booth at Nelson Field, where Navarro is set to take on Eastside Memorial High School. And David, someone is going to win tonight and get their first win of the season, as both of these teams enter 0-2 after two really tough games for both teams to start off this season.
That is the good news, Stephen. Glad to be along for the broadcast tonight. Somebody's going to come away victorious tonight, and it's there's going to be some momentum for both of these teams. For one of these teams, like you said, both of them entering this contest 0-2, so a little bit of struggle in little preseason time. Let's paint the picture real quick. We've got the artificial turf down there at Nelson Field, built in '65. You've got Eastside Memorial in their black jerseys with silver numbers, with black pants and silver helmet. Look just like the Los Angeles Raiders. And then you've got the visiting team, the Navarro Vikings, in all white with black numbers.
And, of course, Navarro being the new name of the school within Austin, located sort of north-central Austin. As kickoff is underway, it's a short pooch kick, and it's going to be fielded at about the 37 and dropped right around there is the returner there for Eastside Memorial. And, David, tonight is the homecoming night for the Eastside Panthers.
It sure is. They announced the homecoming court, or homecoming king and queen, before the kickoff this evening. Some youngsters out there standing at the 50-yard line on the home side.
And so it's going to be Eastview starting here from their own 37-yard line. Eastside. And they're going to line up in shotgun with, it's a bad snap over the head of his man and diving on it and not falling on it. It's going to be immediately Navarro football, as coming up with the football was linebacker Keandre Smith there to cover it up, as he was able to outrun the quarterback there, Robert Sanchez, the senior. Just tough luck there. He kind of reminds you of Cam Newton in the Super Bowl, just opening play and over the head of everyone, and immediately Navarro takes over.
Yeah, Stephen, that was unfortunate. Just that the center just hiked it too high and went right over his head, and he was looking the other way, and he scrambled for it. But Navarro put themselves up in good position here.
So Navarro will come out with Killian Moore at quarterback as he'll go back to throw. Heaves it down the field for this receiver. One-handed grab. Did he come? He dropped it out of the back of the end zone. Incomplete, but, man, almost had that one-handed snag, David.
That was number 9 for Navarro on the attempt there.
Zachary Hyman, the intended receiver on the play, almost came up with an incredible catch, but Instead, it'll bring up second down and 10 from about the 14-yard line.
Jeremy Quinn is your quarterback for Navarro tonight.
And Quinn laying the backfield with Jesus Miranda, and play is blown dead before the snap. It looks like it's going to be a false start here. Someone jumped early on that line, I think, David.
Yeah, like we've talked about before, those pre-snap penalties, they drive the coaches crazy, Stephen.
So instead of 2nd and 10, it'll be 2nd down and 15 from the 20-yard line here for Navarro. Quinn in shotgun, 2 receivers wide to his left, 1 up top to his right. And it is Hyman up top to his right, and I think a timeout may have been called. I think it was Navarro. We'll see what the ref says.
Yeah, we got another flag on the field. Looks like they're saying offsides again on Navarro.
Yeah, they're calling another false start. I didn't even realize a play was really ready to be run, but another false start will make it 2nd down and 20. 2nd down and 20 from their own 25-yard line. And getting the handoff here is number 4. That's Jesus Miranda, cutting up the left side, just refusing to go down. He lost his shoe and is brought down inside the 10. And they'll mark him down just inside the 10 and about at the 9-yard line. They'll bring up 3rd down as he got all of the yards back and a few extra. Should be 3rd and short coming up here for the Vikings.
That's some tough running for the sophomore Miranda. I'm sorry. Taylor.
Yeah, you're right. It was Taylor, the back there in the backfield for Navarro. And it's going to be Moore in at quarterback as Moore hands it off this time once again to Taylor. And he is able to fight down through a tackle, but gets swallowed up there in the backfield. And it's going to bring up 4th down here for the Vikings early. And Roberto Perez, the senior linebacker, on the tackle there to force the 4th down. And it's looking like they're going to go ahead and go for it here, facing a 4th and 9.
You know, you really want to take advantage of that miscue by Eastside early like this. They've got it in great field position. You might as well.
4th and 9, and it'll be Moore who flips it over to his back. That's Taylor cutting into the end zone, fighting for the goal line and in for the touchdown. As the first play of the game, there's a flag down. We'll wait to see if this score will count. It's all the way back at the 27, near where the throw came from, on the little pitch to the back on a screen route.
That was a beautifully set up screen, Stephen.
Yeah, the Vikings knew Eastside was going to bring the blitz. They did, and they were able to get it over the top and have free space for the back to get free. It sounds like it's a personal foul against the Panthers.
Looks like
I think they went against Corey Scott, the sophomore. Either way, the score will count, and in for the extra point attempt as play is blown dead once again, and it's another false start, I believe, here for the Vikings.
My goodness, Stephen, you hate to see this many penalties this early. That's almost every play we've seen yellow.
And they're going to move it half a distance to the goal, closer here as it is against the Panthers. And
I wonder if they're thinking about going for 2 here.
Yeah, they might try to go for 2 as they're basically about a half yard away from the goal line. And trying to see if the kicker is going to come out. It does seem like the quarterback, yes, it is going to be Keelan Moore for the 2-point attempt, with Taylor in the backfield to his left. 2 receivers split wide on each side. A man in motion now from right to left, and everyone started moving there for the Vikings. Another false start. This time is going to knock them back.
I think everybody was excited about possibly getting those 2 points. And,
yeah, that's the thing is, man, everyone noticed that they were about to score. They had a good setup there on the goal line, and like you said, David, a little too excited to get that play going, and everyone jumped. It was the back and a few of the linemen as well. So in for the extra point attempt after the penalty. It's Mason Queller, the receiver, with the hold, as it is up and good. Victor Reyes on the extra point. So with 9:56 remaining here in the first quarter, Vikings are on top 7-0 over the home team, Eastside Memorial Panthers, here from Nelson Field. It is homecoming night for the Panthers, and not the start they wanted to get off to, David.
You know, if you're a Navarro Viking, you're super excited that as a program you're able to get the first points of the year, honestly, and it came off of a miscue, unfortunately, for Eastside Memorial, but Navarro's got to be happy to be able to get those points off a turnover, and that's important. Even though it was extremely sloppy with all the flags, they'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, you bring up an issue with points. I know we were going over the first 2 games of this season for these 2 teams, and they actually had you noticed this before I did, a common opponent in those first 2 games. Both teams played Smithville, right? And both teams got pretty handled by Smithville. So
I believe they were both shut out.
I think Navarro did score. Eastside has yet to score in this football season, as they are in their 3rd game so far, and we'll see as they get their first offensive possession here in Game 3, awaiting as the penalty will be enforced on the kick. So it's looking like Victor Reyes is going to be able to kick it from inside the opponent territory.
This should, with the wind at his back, the wind is out of the south-southeast, so the kicker is going to probably be able to put this out of the end zone.
We saw him pooch it in the beginning, but yeah, you're right. He's going to boom this one while he has the opportunity, and it's going to fall into the end zone for the touchback. So it's going to be Eastside Panthers will get the ball, and I guess it's actually their second offensive possession, as their first was only one play on a bad snap that went over the head of their quarterback, number 13, Robert Sanchez, the senior, and that set up Navarro with excellent field position to take the lead. 9:56 remaining here in the first quarter. Vikings on top, 7-0, and Eastside rather hands it off here to, I think it's stopped in the backfield. It was number 21 on the carry, Donnell Darks, the sophomore, getting the carry, and didn't get very far, as he's going to lose a couple yards there, and great penetration by that Navarro defensive front. More delays here from the refs as they make sure the ball is spotted correctly, and it's going to be, we have Robert Sanchez in shotgun, 2 receivers down to his right, 1 up top to his left. He turns, hands it off, and once again obliterated at the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose another yard, and that is on the carry, Jason Antonio Perez.
You know, Stephen, we were talking before the game started, looking at the rosters, and that Navarro defensive line and offensive line, they're all seniors from what we could tell. So a lot of experience on a line for Navarro, and that you could tell they really made a strong push through the middle.
Sanchez at shotgun with 2 receivers on each side, almost it will be a false start. This time it goes against the Panthers, as a couple of receivers took off running before the ball was ever snapped. Almost thought they were going to get away with it there. Late whistle, but the right call. That'll knock back the Panthers 5 more.
Another thing we were talking about before the game, it looks as though Eastside Memorial has approximately 8 seniors on their varsity team. So a lot of youth there.
Yeah, and a lot of guys playing both sides
Yeah.
for both of these teams. And we'll see how that affects them as the game goes on. 8:26 to go here in the first quarter. Vikings on top 7-0 as Eastside faces a 3rd and 22. And as they get prepared to face 3rd and long, they will call timeout. And that'll be their first timeout taken of this first half. And with 8:26 to go here in the first quarter, Vikings on top 7-0. And we'll take a quick break. You're listening to the Thursday night. Wow, don't even know my day of the week yet. Thursday night game of the week here on SHNSports.com.
The most important team member isn't always playing in the game. Sometimes they hold a clipboard on the sideline. A good coach doesn't just call plays. They instill confidence in the individual and help the team overcome adversity. At Frost, we believe that good coaching in your financial life can accomplish the same thing. After all, if we believe in you and you believe in you, anything is possible. Frost. Opt for optimism.
Well, we are not quite dark here yet at Nelson Field, but the moon is beaming bright above us as 3rd down and 22 from their own 13. And another bad snap and falling on it, diving at the 1-yard line just outside the goal line, almost a safety there, is Robert Sanchez. And that's going to be 4th down here for the Panthers, and they're going to have to punt it from deep in their own end zone, David.
Yeah, that is a tough
Second bad
situation.
snap we've seen here tonight, too.
And I think with the youth of Eastside Memorial, and you've got that seasoned Navarro line and all seniors, they might be some nerves down there.
So 4th and 34 and a punt from his own end zone. It's not a bad punt given the circumstances, but it does take one hop and kind of stay there. It takes a little bit of a bounce, and it's going to be down right at the 25, 26-yard line. Made do with what he could, and that is where Navarro is going to take over with, once again, excellent starting field position for their second drive of the game, as they already have the lead 7-0 with 7:36 here to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, we've been looking at our broadcast booth, and everything we're seeing is to our left. Yeah, it's a good field position.
Yeah,
for
we've been on this side of the field nearly the entire game. And faking the handoff, rolling right is the quarterback, jukes a man. A flag is thrown in the secondary from the line judge, and rumbling down inside the 10, nearly to the 5. It was Kellyan Moore on the carry, but a flag is down as we await to see who it is on after that first down run by Moore. And this penalty is going to go against Eastside Memorial. And the Vikings are even closer.
That is such a tough situation for Eastside Memorial to have that type of penalty and push them even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, we saw Coach Beccaro over there losing his mind over the penalty as it is caught for the touchdown from Moore to, let's see who that receiver was. What a catch and what a throw. It was number 9 there. It's once again Zachary Hyman, the one they tried to get on that touchdown earlier in the first quarter. That time able to connect as he brought it into his body for the touchdown for the Vikings, as they now lead it 13-0 with 7:07 to go here in the first quarter and an extra point to come.
What a nice play. You know, just a fade there in the corner of the end zone. And, you know, the big guy went up and got it there in the corner. It was kind of a little bit of a mismatch there.
Yeah, Hyman definitely a big-bodied receiver. And a bad snap here as the holder tries to run with it. That was Mason Queller, and just a tough situation to work with. It was a low snap. He tried to make do with it, didn't have time, tried to scramble, and ended up getting tackled. So no point. So with 7:07 to go here in the first quarter, it'll remain 13-0 with the Vikings over the home team, Eastside Memorial Panthers, trying to spoil their homecoming night.
2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com.
And back to receive here for the Panthers. It's number 2, Hernandez. Henio Hernandez, as the kick is away, and it's going to be fielded at about the 9-yard line. And curving upfield, breaking a tackle, running into his own man, and finally taken down at the 32 was Nathan Escalante with a nice return there. And a flag is thrown, actually multiple flags thrown in the middle of a crowd, of a huddle of referees and a couple of players. And when you're the only players being surrounded by some refs, chances are you ain't doing something you're supposed to be doing. So a flag is thrown. No signal yet, but it appears to be some sort of unnecessary roughness after the play. We'll await the call. Man, we have seen so many penalties tonight.
This is incredible.
I mean, both sides, but especially on the Panther side. And this one may actually be against the Vikings. Oh, no, it is against the Panthers yet again. So instead of a nice return, setting up solid field position, probably their best of the day.
Wow.
They will have to back it all the way back up to the 18-yard line. So it'll be first down and 10 from their own 18.
You just begin to wonder what can be done to clean some of this up, and why are we seeing so many penalties?
6:58 to go here in the first quarter. Vikings on top, 13-0. Sanchez in shotgun, 2 receivers wide to his right, 1 down up top to his left, and handed off and immediately stuffed with no hesitation. Everyone on that defensive front there for the Vikings, a part of the tackle led by big number 53, Jason Gonzalez, in there to do the dirty work as he brings down in the backfield. And they may say he got no gain, I believe. No, he lost 4 on the play, so it'll bring up second down and 14 from their own 14-yard line. 6:22 to go here in the first quarter. Vikings off to the quick start, 13-0 as they lead it over the Panthers, as the snap is good. And once again dropped in the backfield, and once again leading the charge is Jason Gonzalez, as he brings down Donnell Darks with a rough start to this game. He can't seem to make it to the line of scrimmage, but
they're just penetrating
the
line.
I mean, he has no room to
well,
go anywhere.
The Eastside Memorial offensive line has got to kind of shore that up. They've got a lot of size, Stephen, on that line. Just maybe some youth, some inexperience possibly.
So another 4-yard loss there will bring up third down and 18 from their own 11. Sanchez in shotgun heaves it, and it is intercepted, running up the sideline and dropped after a couple of steps inside the 20. Victor Herrera on the interception as he drops down at about the 22, and it looks like a flag is thrown.
Late.
Yeah, it's going to be late, so the interception should stand, but they may get pushed back a little bit or forward, depending on which team it's on. Coach Becerra over there huddling his team, saying, hey, guys, let's take a knee. Let's regroup. We're only down 13. We're still very much a part of this game, even if everything hasn't gone our way here to start this off. And
so personal foul on the offense. Possibly a hands to the face.
I think he said there were 2 fouls, both on the Panthers. They enforced a 15-yarder, so he was dropped, I think, around the 19. So they may be inside the 5 by the time this is sorted out. Either way, a nice breather here for the 2 teams.
Well, this stadium is built in 1965, Nelson Field here in northeast Austin. We're off of Highway 290 in Berkman. And they came in and did a complete overhaul of the stadium in 2008 and put in this beautiful AstroTurf field that you see. And, a fairly good crowd for a Thursday night. You know, kids have school tomorrow, folks have to work and stuff. But it's good to see folks coming out on Thursday night football. We've got really beautiful clear skies. It's about 90 degrees. Feels like 95 degrees. Wind is south-southeast at 10. Humidity is 46%. The dew point is 67. It's pretty humid out there, so I wonder how that's going to affect some of the teams as the game goes late with some of those linemen playing both sides of the ball. They may need to, athletic trainers may be earning their pay tonight.
So it looks like it will be first down and goal here for the Vikings, and a bad pass there. He knows he missed him. It was Moore throwing for Taylor in the flat, unable to connect. He may have had a easy walk to the end zone if he had been able to come up with it. Instead, it'll be incomplete and bring up second down and goal from the 9.
And no flag.
Oh, yeah, no flag. We called the play without a flag. Good job by both of these teams. Also, great job of this ref squad here tonight, keeping an eye on everything, making sure the game's played right, as it'll be second down and goal from the 9 here for Moore, as they'll try to hand it off and just destroyed in the backfield. And it was Herrera on the carry, brought down by Otanio Perez, as it was a slow developing play. It looked like Moore was trying to hand it off initially, but Herrera kind of didn't take it yet. By the time he did, he was getting popped.
A little bit of a bad read. He was just a little too slow to read that one, and by the time he did, he handed it off to the running back, and Eastside was already in the backfield.
So this would be huge for Eastside if they're able to stop. Third and goal, and being pressured, rolling left, having a lot of green in front of him, trying to make it to the end zone, and brought out of bounds inside right at the 5-yard line. Good pursuit by the secondary and front line there by the Panthers as they force the 4th down, and we'll see if Navarro chooses to go for it or bring out the field goal team. Of course, we already saw them miss an extra point due to a botched snap, or a botched hold due to a low snap. So I would not be surprised to see them go for it again here. And Moore trots back onto the field to give his team the play in the huddle. It's going to be 4th down and goal from the 5, and a timeout is going to get taken. Oh, the play clock was about to expire, and I believe they got the timeout off. They did. Yeah. So I believe that was their second timeout of the half.
I believe that was Navarro called that timeout, and Eastside called that the first timeout. So
okay, so believe both teams, with 2 timeouts left here in the game. Navarro facing a kind of a swing in this game. They lead 13 points right now. If they're able to take this, to kind of take control of this game with 4:38 to go here in the first quarter, build some momentum to try to blow this game open in the second quarter. But if you're the Panthers on the other end, I mean, a rough start to this game so far, but man, you're only down 13.
Exactly.
And you got to get a stop here.
It's still way early, and you've got a Eastside Memorial team that plays in District 13 4A, and we were looking at their district. They've got a long way to travel for a lot of their ball games. this year versus District 12 5A opponent in Navarro.
So here we go, 4th and goal. 4:38 remaining here in the first quarter. Vikings on top 13-0 and trying to add to that here. 4th and goal from the 5 and more in shotgun. Looks for the handoff, fakes it, and a one-handed snag. Who else? Big Zachary Hyman for the catch and the snag into the end zone for the Viking touchdown, and they now lead at 19-0, David.
That was an impressive play there. It's a lot of good opportunities. Navarro is taking advantage of those opportunities that Eastside has given them. And
they'll have an opportunity for 2 more here as they will go for 2. And it looks like Hyman himself is going to take the snap, runs the reverse over to the quarterback who was lined up in the slot, who fires it. And did it hit the turf? It is incomplete as he fired it in the middle of the end zone, intended for Victor Herrera, but it hit the turf.
That was really tough, that double reverse there. He's running around to the right there.
I know, it's interesting
it's
play call for
throw,
a 2-point conversion.
He's trying to make that throw on the run, and he just didn't quite have enough air on it, and it hit the turf before it got to the receiver. He had 2 guys open in the end zone. It looked promising there.
Yeah, and I was actually surprised that Moore was able to kind of navigate through all that chaos in the backfield to even get to a spot where he could make that throw, but it's probably what led him to kind of throw it too low as it falls incomplete. So the score will remain 19-0 here with 4:30 to go here in the first quarter. Vikings on top of the Panthers at Nelson Field. Stephen Strong with you tonight alongside David England. We appreciate Carl Schoening up here in the booth with us as well. And Eastside just about to get the ball back. And, man, they've got to put some points on the board here. Something they haven't been able to do all season so far.
This could be considered an old AISD rivalry, but since these 2 teams are not in the same district anymore, when they do get into district, it's nice that they're able to play each other, and I'm sure a lot of these kids know each other, and so it's neat to see kind of an early season rivalry like this possibly.
And the kick is away. This one's pretty booming. It takes a hop right at the 8-yard line and then picked up, reversing field, cutting it back up the middle, and then finally brought down just shy of the 23. They actually mark him right at the 23, and that is where the Panthers will begin to operate drive number 3, I believe, here.
So let's hope they've got that center and the quarterback, they've got that kind of squared away.
Yeah, we saw the high snap on the first snap, offensive snap of the game. That kind of was recovered by Navarro and set the tone so far for this first quarter. But even on the second drive, late in that possession, a low snap that had to be dove on by it was Sanchez, the quarterback, who was able to fall on it, but he was already at his own 1, and they had to kick it. They had to punt it away at that point. So now on the return, another personal foul against the Panthers. So instead of starting at their 23, they will start inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. First down and 10. They actually marked the ball at the 12, so it'll be Sanchez and shotgun with the man in motion. High snap once again. This time he's able to catch it. He kind of batted it in the air, brought it down, and then got taken down right at the line of scrimmage. Just a rough go between this center and quarterback exchange, but a good job there by Sanchez to even bring it back down.
Big Victor Evans in on that tackle, as well as number 53, Jason Gonzalez again. Those guys are – if 53 looks like he's having some trouble with his right hand there. He may have got jammed up on a face mask.
And another timeout here taken by the Panthers. 3:59 to go here in the first quarter. Eastside facing a 2nd down and 10 coming up, trying to get their offense going. We'll go ahead and take a break too. You're listening to the Thursday night game of the week here on SHN Sports.
If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105. Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at georgetownshirtcompany.com.
Second down and 12 there for the Panthers, and a throw out of bounds falls incomplete. It was intended for Nathan Escalante, but well over his head. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 here.
Unfortunately, Escalante was running downfield, and his quarterback threw it about 15 yards behind him.
Yeah.
So kind of I don't know if there was a mix-up on the read there.
3:53 to go here in the first quarter. Vikings on top, 19-0. 3rd down and 10 from their own 12, as it is play is blown dead. Once again, it might be a false start. That'll knock them back more facing this 3rd down, if that is what the call is, and I believe. Yep. It was Abel Jimenez, the junior lineman, called for the false start. So knock them back 5, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 15. So 3rd and 15 from their own 8. Sanchez with the snap, gets the handoff and gang tackled in the backfield.
Just a big loss on that
May have
play.
just stayed right at the 1, but it's going to bring up a 4th down either way, and another tough punt upcoming here for, I believe it's Jimenez, the punter, or Valdez. Florida's in to punt. So 4th and 20, and he's backed to his own end zone. Not a lot of room. And the return man standing at his own 30. It's a pretty solid punt with the amount of space he had, and it's going to be fair caught right at the 27-yard line, and that is where Navarro will take over. 3:03 to go here in the first quarter. Vikings on top, 19-0. And Navarro threatening once again with excellent field position here to start.
Yeah, we, ladies and gentlemen, we haven't seen anything on the south end of the 50, the south end of the football field tonight. This has all been in, Eastside Memorial's side of the field, and Navarro's set up again, great field position.
More in shotgun, 2 receivers to his right, and another false start. This time it goes against the Vikings as they'll get knocked back 5. It's always tough having a man in motion, but only one man's supposed to move in motion, and that time both of these teams have been called for multiple false starts tonight. And that'll bring up a 1st and 15, knocks them back to their own 32. 3:02 to go here in the first quarter. Panthers have 1 timeout remaining here for the rest of the first half, as the Vikings have 2 remaining. It's 1st and 15 from their own 32, and the handoff here is to number 32, and that is Jarrell Porter, who got spun around banged through a couple of defenders and ended up getting a positive gain out of that.
Roberto Perez was the first man to him, slowed him down, and enabled those other Eastside Memorial defensive players to get to him.
Yeah, he was able to get all of the penalty yards back +1, so it'll bring up a 2nd down and 9 from the Panther 26-yard line. 2:22 to go here in the first quarter. Vikings still with the 19-0 lead and trying to add to it. And
another
more
false start, 75 on the right side.
Good call, good eye there. David, he's kind of hard to miss. He's one of the bigger offensive linemen down there, and he did move early. So once again, they were able to gain a few yards on that play and just get knocked right back, bringing up a 2nd down and 14. Awaiting here for the Vikings as they are on the Panther 31. Moore in shotgun, 2 receivers to his right. He'll roll right, getting chased, outruns the man and flicks it down the field, caught inside the 20. They'll mark him down at the 20-yard line, just short of a 1st down.
Mason Cooler on that catch there.
So 3rd and short upcoming here for the Vikings, trying to keep this drive alive as they have it at the Panther 20. Moore in shotgun, 2 receivers to his left, 1 up top to his right. That's Hyman. And I believe a timeout has been called.
Flag.
Oh, another false start. So a positive play only to be negated by a 5-yard penalty back-to-back times. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 8 from the Panther 25 now. 1:22 and counting to go here in the first quarter. Moore takes the snap, hands it off, and breaking tackles, staying on his feet, getting slung down at the 10-yard line. What a run there by the Viking back. It was on the carry was number 32. That's Jarrell Porter once again. Tough running there. It'll be 1st down and goal here for the Vikings. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Navarro on top, 19-0 more. Looking to go right again. Heaves it in the corner of the end zone, and it is juggled and incomplete. He had it in his arms. And a good job by that defender, the corner there, to kind of jostle it free. It was Escalante on the coverage, and it falls incomplete to bring up 2nd down and goal, David.
Yeah, that was another one of those plays that he just floated up there in the corner of the end zone and let his big fella come up with it.
And we've seen them have success with that tonight, not that time.
The defender did a really good job getting his hands in there and disrupting that pass.
Keep an eye out on number 6 at the top, Aiden Foster, as they'll try to hand it off, and it's muffed and then brought down for the sack. Number 8 on the pressure, Otanio Perez. We have said his name a lot. You know, the Panthers may be down 19-0, but Otanio Perez has played himself a heck of a game here tonight. 22 seconds to go here in the first quarter. And a 3rd and goal here from the Panther 18. As the clock is under 10 seconds, he does get the snap off. No, he doesn't. And it's another false start.
My goodness.
So it won't be 3rd and goal from the 18. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 23.
Number 6 that time.
Aiden Foster called for jumping early.
That's really, you know, it's a wide receiver out there. That's not it's unusual.
And I'll stop the clock with 6 seconds to go here in the first quarter. 3rd and goal rather from the 23. A great block picked up as he rolls right. Moore heaving it downfield, and it falls incomplete.
He's got another low snap there to the quarterback. Made it very difficult.
It was intended for Foster, who was at the top of your screen, and as a player's down here for Eastside. but it falls incomplete and brings up a fourth and goal from the Panther 23. They obviously aren't a huge fan of their kicking game, so I would expect for them to go for it once again, even though it is fourth and goal from the 23. We're going to take a quick break and be back with second quarter action. You're listening to the Thursday night game of the week here on SHN Sports, and we'll be right back.
The most important team member isn't always playing in the game. Sometimes they hold a clipboard on the sideline. A good coach doesn't just call plays. They instill confidence in the individual and help the team overcome adversity. At Frost, we believe that good coaching in your financial life can accomplish the same thing. After all, if we believe in you and you believe in you, anything is possible. Frost. Opt for optimism.
2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com. Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at georgetownshirtcompany.com.
And welcome back here to Nelson Field, where the Vikings lead the Panthers 19-0 here in the Austin ISD Thursday night game of the week on SHN Sports, as we come at you now with the Rob Hip Insurance second quarter. And it'll be fourth and goal from the Panther 23. Heaving it down the field is Moore with the catch as he falls short of the goal line. He gets dropped at the 2, and that'll be a turnover on downs. Man, David, it looked like multiple receivers could have come down with that, and it ends up going to probably the one guy who couldn't have made it to the end zone, and it gets tackled at the 2. So a break there for the Panthers, and maybe some life here, even if they have to start at their own 3.
Yeah, you know, it started off with a low snap there for the Navarro quarterback. You know, to struggle and get that ball downfield there.
And
good catch, but
I think because of that rushing with the bad snap, he wasn't able to get enough on it as much as he wanted because he had multiple people down the field.
And it looked like the whole defensive line ran right through. It was amazing. I was like,
yeah.
There was no blocking on that.
So instead, he is dropped. I mean, he caught it, but he was dropped at the 2 on 4th down. So to bring up a 1st and 10 from their own 3. And Sanchez in at quarterback, 1 receiver wide to each side. He'll turn and hand it off, trying to get out of the end zone, and accomplishing that, getting past the 5 and taken down at the 6 that is. And now, way after the play, every ref on the field nearly threw his flag. Some extracurricular activity going on between the linemen.
He got through Alex Talavera. He missed the tackle, and Tavion Wardy was the young man that brought him down.
Man, these refs have had their work cut out for them here tonight. Seems like they're huddling nearly in between every play.
I don't recall seeing a game with this many flags in a long, long time. And I don't know if it's just inexperience or, you know, early season jitters. You'd think they would have gotten a lot of the early season jitters out of the last 2 games. This is the 3rd game of the season aside from their scrimmage. But the coaching staff, you know, they're going to be working on that this week. And they've got a long week, so that's good. If they play next Friday, they'll have a long week to correct some of these things.
So that was Roberto Perez called for the unsportsmanlike conduct there for the Panthers. And just when they had escaped their own end zone goal line, they get pushed all the way back. Second and goal from the 3. And they'll hand it off once again. And nearly dropped in the backfield. I believe he squeaked out to the 1, about the inch line, and he did.
That referee is giving him forward progress on that play. He's sitting right about the half-yard line, Stephen.
Yeah, and I think that's a good call. He had gotten the ball kind of over the goal line, and then he got pushed backwards once again. But it's going to be a loss of 1, so it'll bring up 3rd down and 11. And the Panthers punter right now is really just hoping he doesn't have to kick it from the back of his goal line again
for
a 3rd time tonight.
The good news for Eastview in this quarter is they will be kicking with the wind at their back.
And Sanchez, a little bit of a high snap, got it down and trudging forward and getting a few yards for his punter. Is the back. It was Victor Evans
on the tackle.
With the good put, or on the tackle of the carrier. Believe it was number 35 Perez on the carry. And out will come Justin Flores to punt it away. 4th down from their own 5-yard line. 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Vikings on top 19-0, and I think refs have once again stopped play and now called a flag against
Eastview. I think
the Panthers again.
My goodness, illegal substitution that takes them halfway back to the goal.
So the few yards is back gained for him. Ends up not mattering as the punter here, Flores, will have to do it a 3rd time from the back of his end zone. Last one was pretty good considering the amount of pressure in his face. It's a high snap this time. He had no space, and it's a high kick that takes a roll on the Vikings side of things, and it's going to be down inside the 15, just outside the 15 at about the 14-yard line. And I mean, once again, Navarro able to take over with the sidewalk to the end zone, as they have nearly every possession here in the first half.
You really want the Panthers to be able to get something going at some point in this game. Navarro has just been really taking advantage. I mean, both teams have had numerous penalties, both during the play, before the play, and after the play. And,
And now Navarro will come out under center, does take the snap, and it's Taylor on the carry, rumbling forward, and comes down. Did he fumble? They didn't rule him down, I don't believe, and it's going to be
so this is going to be a
touchdown by the Vikings, as the ball carrier there for the Vikings fumbled the ball into the end zone. Panthers thought they had jumped on it. It squeaked out, and a lineman comes up with it for the Vikings and falls on top of it in his own end zone and gets the touchdown.
So the officials are talking about it right now at the about 1.5-yard line. It looked to me, as I was watching the play through my binoculars, that he was down at the 1-yard line and fumbled it into the end zone. And the Eastside Memorial players right there didn't notice the ball in the end zone right next to them, and a big lineman came in and landed on top of it, and the referees called it a touchdown. But I think they may be wondering if it's not, if it fumbled it into the end zone, that's going to be a touchback, correct?
Well, not if it's his own teammate recovering it as they're on offense. Wait.
So the fumble was recovered. He was fumbled it. The ball went forward, and he recovered it. So
then it popped out again, and after that point, it did not matter. So
he recovered it in the end zone, but they still put it back at the 2.
Oh, I guess they're saying for the conversion, or there was no score. They take the points off the board. So it'll be a 1st and goal here from the 2, power formation under center, and he gets in now. Officially a Viking touchdown as they take the 25-0 lead with 9:18 to go here in the second quarter. And look at the opportunity for a couple more. So they'll try to go for 2.
And, Stephen, we'll go back to both of those plays, this scoring play right there and the one just before that. Really good blocking by number 32, Jarrell Porter, on both of those runs. He opened up the holes for him.
And once again, under center, and once again, trudging forward for the good 2-point conversion is that front line for the Vikings. So with 9:18 remaining here in the first half, we have a new score of the Vikings ahead of the Panthers, 27-0, and so far spoiling this homecoming night here for the Panthers.
Yeah, it's tough sledding for the Eastside Panthers. Really hope they can have some momentum change here soon.
So the Panthers have 1 timeout remaining as the Vikings have 2 left. And it has darkened. The sky has become dark here in Austin at Nelson Field tonight. A beautiful field, beautiful facility here in northeast Austin, right across the street from the newly named former Reagan High School. I believe it's, can't even remember the name of it actually, but it's right across the street. And the Vikings, also newly renamed to Navarro after one of their former students, will kick it off here. It's a short kick and fielded as he ran backwards and then squeaking through a couple defenders and dropped at about the 38-yard line. Was, I believe it was
So this is exciting, Stephen. This is going to be, I believe, Eastside's best starting field position of the game on their own, 38-yard line.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. This is a good opportunity for them to get this drive started on the right note as they will begin, as you said, on their own 38-yard line. 1st down and 10. And more in shotgun, 2 receivers down to his left, 1 up top to his right with his back behind him, and he'll turn handed off with a big hole ahead and rumbling forward and forced down just outside the 45, taken down at the 44. A solid 1st down carry there. And I believe it was Otanio Perez in there as well as Donnell Darks on the carry. 8:44 remaining here in the second quarter. 2nd down and 4 from their own 44-yard line. Vikings on top, 27-0. Panthers trying to get a drive going here. High snap once again, and Sanchez able to corral it, and the pass falls incomplete as he threw it a little too far in front of the intended receiver, Otanio Perez, and almost good that it at least went in front of him because it was sort of close to a backwards pass, but instead it just falls incomplete and bring up 3rd down.
Just more problems with the snap there, high snap, and he takes his eye off the field when that happens, and he's not able to focus as much.
One of the more manageable 3rd down attempts we've seen here for the Panthers. 3rd and 4 from their own 44-yard line. High snap once again over the head of Sanchez. The ball rolls forward and falling on it, downing it at the 17-yard line is Navarro. Gonzalez is the one to fall on it. And, man, it is tough to get your offense going when there's so many problems at the moment of the snap. That time, another high snap well over the head of Sanchez and unable to track it down as the defensive linemen were already pursuing him, and they fall down on it to give Navarro the ball back.
So I'm no coach, but I'm just thinking at this point in the game, how about you bring your quarterback up under center and solve that problem? you take that problem away, right?
No, yeah, I mean, I think that's a solid idea. As it'll be first down and 10. And rolling left is Moore, and thrown down is Joe Rangel in the backfield, refusing to give up until he brought Moore down. Or it was Corley, rather, with the tackle. Or no, I have it right. Yeah. It was Joe Rangel with the tackle. And one of the better defensive penetration tackles and pull-throughs we've seen so far from this Panther front defense. A big loss there. It'll bring up second down and 23 from the Panther 31. And here's Taylor, who got past the initial surge and surges forward for a couple. Only picks up 2 on the carry. Tackle there by Jose Mares, the junior lineman, to force the third down and long. So it'll be third down and 21. And under center here is Navarro, as Moore will hand it off to Taylor. Taylor, some physical running, picks up 2 more. Once again, Joe Rangel on the tackle. It's going to bring up 4th and long. And in this side of the field, and just based on this way the game has gone, as well as the Vikings' decision so far, they'll be expected to go for it here. 4th and long. 4th and 19. Ball is on the. He dropped the ball. Did more. A flag is thrown. He heaves it down the field, in and out of the hands of the intended back out of the backfield. Flag is down, and it was during the play, before he even threw, a flag was thrown as he kind of escaped the pressure. The pass was intended for Herrera, but it's going to be a turnover on downs, pending the flag.
Kind of looks like the holding type of call, possibly.
I was thinking the same thing. It was about the time that Moore was escaping the pressure. Or the Sanchez. Moore.
We're getting really good at calling flags.
So, of course, the penalty will not be enforced because it was a turnover on downs anyway. So out will come the Panther offense. And we'll see if they can get the snap issues figured out, as that has been really tough for them here tonight. It's put a killer on multiple drives.
Still, again, starting to drive decent territory compared to what we've seen at their own 27-yard line. That's better than being backed up against the end zone.
6:34 remaining here in the first half. Vikings on top 27-0. Panthers with the ball, first down and 10 on their own 26-yard line, and the snap is good this time. Turns and hands it to his back. No flags yet as he trudges forward and falls down after the huge gain, brought down at the 45-yard line. And one of the best runs we've seen from the Panthers. Big number 8 on the carry, Otanio Perez, doing work on defense and now making it happen on the offensive end as well.
That would be the first down for Eastside, possibly?
Yeah, if not, it's close, as it'll be another handoff to Perez, this time dropped in the backfield. They expected it. It's a 3-yard loss. Let's bring up second down and long. Tackle on the play by Jarrell Porter, who has also been everywhere on both sides of the ball. Second down and 13. Ball on their own 42-yard line. And Sanchez, another high snap, and just nowhere to go once he was able to bring it down. And hitting him immediately in the backfield was Jason Gonzalez. And Sanchez just kind of lucky to even come down with that. Another big loss there. It'll bring up third down. And a mile here with 5:13 to go here in the first half. Vikings on top over the Panthers 27-0. And a big third down here coming up for the Panthers. 3rd and 17 from their own 38. He'll turn, fake the handoff, rolls right, gets caught, and then completes the pass over the middle to the 40. And did he fumble or was he down? I think the ref is going to call him down. No. They're going to actually say he fumbled, and Navarro has recovered. A tough break there for the Panthers, who had their best-looking drive of the game right there. And unfortunately, it is ended by that fumble, and Navarro will take over once again with 4:50 to go here in the second quarter.
So, Steven, something I'm seeing number 77, Ali Zuhari, and also number 51, Jacob Flores. Each one of those young men are playing as center. So it's like they're changing out who's snapping the ball. So I wonder if that's causing any trouble for Eastside.
Or if that's the trouble caused the switch in it. Backpedaling there, almost intercepted. Somehow it slips out of his hands. Does it for, I think it was Escalante on the pursuit, or it was actually Joe Rangel, and as in there was Jeremiah Quinn as well, the senior. But the pass falls incomplete, so to bring up 2nd down and 10.
Got a flag resting.
The refs are huddling. Eastside was very upset on their sideline, and now the coach talking to one of the line judges.
We've got a flag resting at the 41-yard line right there where the ball is.
Yeah, right next to the football as the refs attempt to sort this out. .446 to go here in the second quarter. Vikings on top, 27-0. It is Eastside's homecoming night tonight, as I'm sure we'll hear who won King or Queen in stadium at halftime. So they'll make those announcements, but a disappointing first half so far for the Panthers.
I want to say thank you to the AISD staff here at the stadium. They have been very accommodating with us getting us rosters. David upstairs was able to get us the team rosters and stuff. Super nice folks here at the stadium.
Yeah, and definitely we were very appreciative of them getting us those rosters and correcting them a bit for us too, filling us in on all that, as we are very honored and proud to cover the Thursday night game of the week here within Austin ISD on SHN Sports. As it'll be, the players are all lined up to snap, but no, the coach is literally on the field and nobody is ready for them to snap the ball but the players. As the ref continues to talk to Coach Becerra there at about the 40, and finally he'll walk back to his own sideline. And they announce a penalty once again on the Panthers. It's a 5-yard penalty. It'll bring up 2nd down and 5 on the Panther 37-yard line in shotgun, and popped at the line of scrimmage is by Joe Rangel. Junius Taylor on the carry, and Joe Rangel came in and put a stop to that real quick.
He just blasted through there, got great penetration on that Navarro line. Very impressive play by that defensive player, and he is a senior, one of their leaders on that team.
Yeah, he's been everywhere on defense tonight. We called his name quite a bit. We'll see if we have to call it again here on a big 3rd and 7 from the 38-yard line of the Panthers. It'll be Moore in shotgun. Now he'll walk up under center. He's got 2 backs behind him. A little bunch formation. He'll turn, hands it off to Taylor. A flag is thrown in the area where the ball was handed off, and they thought he fumbled. They mark him down. Whistles were being blown anyway. He would have been well short of the first down. He only gained a couple yards as Justin Flores was in there in the backfield to create it, along with who else other than Joe Rangel doing some work here tonight. But there is a flag right in the middle of the field.
it was looked like Flores was getting held as he was coming around pursuing that ball carrier.
Definitely in the area of holding, and that is the call, as they wanted to know whether to decline it or not. And it is declined due to it being fourth down after the result of the play. But of course, on this side of the field, you expect the Vikings to go for it once again.
I am very impressed with this Eastside Memorial High School band. You know, you always want everybody making a lot of noise when your team's out there on defense, and they are bringing it tonight.
And another timeout is called. We'll take one, too, with 3:56 to go here in the second quarter. It's been all Vikings as they lead it 27-0 over the Eastside Memorial Panthers. And we will be right back with more Thursday Night Football here on SHN Sports.
If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105. Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at GeorgetownShirtCompany.com.
And welcome back to Nelson Field, where a big play just occurred there for the Vikings on a little crossbody out route there by the back, who picked up a ton of yards off the left sideline. It was Taylor on the carry, and he was finally brought down after a huge gain by Heisen Otanio Perez, is another name we've said a lot for that Panther defense. 3:47 to go here until halftime. Vikings on top, 27-0. First down and 10. And from the 19, they'll gain a couple yards. Call it second down and 8. And it was Abraham Flores, the one to bring the ball carrier down. Jarrell Porter on the carry. After the short gain, it'll be second down and 8 from the Panther 17. Clock continues to tick here as we near halftime. It's been all Vikings.
Officials timeout, looks like.
That is exactly what the call is.
A student athlete down there has a little bit of, looks like blood on his elbows, and they're going to get that tended to. Get a replacement in there.
Michael Casas Barone checks into the ball game, and the fake the handoff as it'll get past, trying to bring him down on the left sideline, and finally doing it, but not before he picked up the first down. It was Skylar Gwynn on the tackle, and Andrew, it was actually Mason Queller just refusing to go down. So we have a lineman down here after the play for the Vikings. 3:02 remaining here until halftime. Vikings on top, 27-0. We'll take a brief moment and be back with more Thursday Night Football here live on SHN Sports.
The most important team member isn't always playing in the game. Sometimes they hold a clipboard on the sideline. A good coach doesn't just call plays. They instill confidence in the individual and help the team overcome adversity. At Frost, we believe that good coaching in your financial life can accomplish the same thing. After all, if we believe in you and you believe in you, anything is possible. Frost. Opt for optimism.
2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown.
Come in, audio.
And for the moment, they were reviewing the flag after a touchdown for the Vikings, and they waved the flag off, so it will count as the touchdown with 2:49. There you go. There's a confirmation from the head ref himself. 2:49 to go here in the second quarter, and the Vikings just added to their lead with the extra point upcoming. Mason Queller set to hold. It's a little bit of a high snap, but easy to get down as the kick is up and good. And I think another flag is thrown at about the line of scrimmage where the big bodies were battling each other, and not sure who this is on. It may be a holding, as we'll await the call here from the ref. It is an offsides call, I believe. Oh. So they call a roughing the kicker on the extra point attempt, which was good, so it'll count, and they will enforce the 15 yards on the kickoff.
They just keep setting themselves back. It's got to be frustrating for the coaching staff to keep having these difficulties, all these penalties, and you're just hurting yourself with penalties throughout this game.
.249 here to go until halftime. Vikings on top 34-0. And sorry, go ahead, David.
That score was a quarterback keeper around to the left side, number 5 for Eastside. Casabaran tried to get to him, but just couldn't quite make the tackle there as he crossed the end zone.
So this kick will once again come from the 45-yard line after the penalty on the extra point attempt.
The flags are whipping pretty good out of the south. Pretty good south wind here, so we'll see. Eastside might be able to catch this before they get into the end zone on this one.
And it is Brian Bernal set to kick this one away for the Vikings, as it's end over end. Kick will take a bounce and then scooped up right about the 7-yard line. Trying to find some blockers, cutting up the left sideline and stepping out of bounds just past the 30. It's Escalante, and a flag is thrown, and some brawls are breaking out between these two teams as they will have to get separated.
Wow.
And it's getting a little testy down there on the field as these coaches are having some trouble separating their players, and another player is thrown down. So the refs will have plenty to sort out here.
This is really, really unfortunate. There's every flag and every ball cap is laying on Nelson Field tonight.
I mean,
very unfortunate that these youngsters are getting that heated, and the coaches are still literally having to hold back the players. This is really not what you want to see
Yeah, I mean,
at
some of
a
these
high
players
school
were just trying to
football game.
separate their teammates from doing something stupid. I see number 8 down there for the Vikings holding his hands up. And, I mean, he honestly was just trying to separate himself or his teammates from everyone as
Now we've got students coming down
parents,
out of the stands.
Yeah, not just students, but parents as well. They were mad and upset at what was going on the field from the other schools.
AISD police is on the track, just making sure that this doesn't get out
It
of
looked
control.
like some people were about to storm
Yeah,
on the field. Good job by the APD here on site to shut that down and close that off, as it seems we've begun to get a handle on things here and attempt to de-escalate. But, I mean, a lot to sort out here with the injections. And while we do that and while we let these refs sort out what just happened, we will take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the result of what is going on here at Nelson Field. You're listening to AISD Game of the Week here on SHN Sports.
Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at georgetownshirtcompany.com. ...2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com.
The most important team member isn't always playing in the game. Sometimes they hold a clipboard on the sideline. A good coach doesn't just call plays. They instill confidence in the individual and help the team overcome adversity. At Frost, we believe that good coaching in your financial life can accomplish the same thing. After all, if we believe in you and you believe in you, anything is possible. Frost. Opt for optimism.
If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105.
Eastside Memorial, 52, 7, 35, and 21. For Navarro, 13, 4, 3, 24, and 17. Unsportsmanlike for fighting. Those penalties will offset. First down. The ball will be placed on the 4-yard line.
We welcome you back here to Nelson Field after quite a lengthy delay after some brawling going on. Multiple players have been ejected. There have been 5 players ejected for Navarro, 4 for Eastside. And after all that is said and done, those players have exited the field and the penalties have offset. So we will replay the down. I thought it was a kickoff, but I guess they'll just.
So it was a kickoff for Navarro was kicking off to Eastside. Eastside returned the ball up to approximately the 23-yard line, and that's when the unsportsmanlike conduct became apparent on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
And now Eastside has it in their own territory.
So it'll be first down and 10 as we pick up underway. 2:40 to go until halftime. Vikings on top, 34-0. And high snap once again, and Sanchez was unable to fall on it. And once again, Navarro has recovered the fumble. It is Osveni Morales credited with the recovery. And just another high snap over the head of Sanchez. And that'll bring up the switch of possessions once again.
Yep.
So it'll be first down and 10 for the Vikings with 2:32 to go here in the second quarter. First down and 10 from the Panther 15. It's a snap over to 12, running up the middle and gets sandwiched at about the 12-yard line, but a solid run there on first down. It was Mason Queller, one of the receivers, for getting some snaps as he'll get to run the offense. It appears Moore's day at quarterback is done. A solid day for him. So it'll bring second down and 2 from the Panther 7. Low snap, but he gets a handle on it. Trudging up the right side, rumbling through. Did he get in? No. They mark him just shy of the goal line. Mason Queller gets stopped just outside. So it'll bring up third down and goal from the 1. And we do have a player down for the Panthers. So we'll take a quick break here.
Defensive player making that attempting to make that tackle at the goal line is an injured player. And you hate to see that because, as we were talking about earlier, with the 11 men on the field, you have 3 extras on the sidelines. So that means now you're down to 2 extra players on the sideline if this one is this injury has to go off the field. So Eastside Memorial really hurting right now for the number of players. Their depth chart is down to nothing.
Yeah, due to the ejections for both teams, we'll let him get tended to, and we'll take a quick break. You're listening to Thursday Night Football here live on SHN Sports. to Nelson Field, where it is 3rd and goal, as a player was helped to the sideline there for the Panthers. 3rd and goal from the 1, and Queller in at quarterback for the Vikings, as Keelan Moore's day is done. The ref stops play, but now okays the play clock to tick. So Queller in shotgun, 3 receivers to his left and 1 to his right, and he'll just take it right and get it across the goal line for the touchdown. So Mason Queller, scoring his first rushing touchdown of the evening, will give the Vikings the 40-0 lead. And we'll probably see them go for 2. If not, they may try to, well, they are going to try the extra point once again here. And just a pretty basic, simple run to the right, follow your blockers, and push your man down and out of the way, and that's what they did there.
Little quarterback keeper, and he almost went unabated to the end zone.
And good snap and hold. Queller, who just scored the touchdown, gets it down, and the kick is good for Brian Bernal. And with 1:25 to go until halftime, your score is Vikings 41, Panthers 0. As the Panthers will get the ball back here on the kickoff. And a very wild game so far. I mean, we look at the scoreboard, it says 41-0. It says all Vikings, but in what has actually gone on the field, it's been pretty zany so far. The amount of, I mean, we talked about it all the first quarter, especially, David. The amount of penalties for both teams, especially the Panthers, just stacking up. We couldn't get a play without a penalty, and then obviously the scuffle there a few moments ago with totaling in 9 players ejected.
I mean, I'm no Galen Welnicki, but I don't do stats very well, but I'm going to guess there's been about maybe a dozen plays, maybe fewer, that we haven't seen a flag on. That's just tough. It's really, really tough. Both ball clubs need to just to clean that up, and maybe that'll be a lot of attention at practice this next week.
So 1:25 to go until halftime, and Eastside may get the ball back one last time before we go to halftime, as they'll receive this kick. Pop up there, going to be fielded at the 32, and he is dropped a few yards ahead at the 39, and that is where the Panthers will get the ball to start this drive.
So one thing to keep in mind now is with the 2 players that they have on the sideline, these young men are going to be, for Eastside Memorial, they're going to be playing the entire rest of this game. So the training staff for Eastside Memorial is going to be working really hard to keep them hydrated and keep them healthy, and so they can maintain their stamina throughout the rest of this ball game.
Yeah, David, we talked at the top of the broadcast, both of these teams, neither of them very big, a lot of guys playing both sides of the ball. When you lose 4 or 5 guys on your team on each side, a lot of those guys were playing both sides of the ball, and it's just tough. As you said, only 2 players eligible on the sideline here for Eastside, and did they take a knee?
I think they're going to be content to take a knee.
Let
Steven,
this clock run out.
Let this clock run out. Go to the locker room. Let's get some composure, get some fluids, because they may be seeing that they've got a long second half to go with just the 2 extra players on the sideline. So I agree with this call. This is a wise move. Let's not get anybody hurt, and just take a little breather here. And hopefully that helps all the emotions calm down as well.
And the play clock under 10 seconds here. Both teams with the timeout left, but I don't think either is really keen to take them. 30 seconds to go, and now he will snap Sanchez back in at quarterback. And that will be the last snap of a wild first half, but first half that results in all Vikings, as your score at halftime is Navarro Vikings 41, Eastside Memorial Panthers 0. And these teams go into the locker room I mean, neither team really that high-spirited after a first half that was frustrating for both.
Exactly, and like I said, they'll work on the penalties. The coaches, hats off to these coaches. They do a tremendous job coaching these young student athletes and what they do also in the classroom. The majority of these coaches are also, teachers and are teaching our youth, and so they've got a lot of work to do in the classroom. They're going to be going home tonight grading papers and all that sort of stuff. But well, we've got a few minutes, so, I want to encourage any listeners out there, if you're listening on the stream or if you found SHN Sports, go ahead and hit subscribe button and hit that bell icon. And anytime that SHN has an event that's going live, you'll be able to be notified on your smart device and catch up on SHN Sports. And also, Stephen, we've got the SHN Football Friday tomorrow night, kicking off at 6 o'clock?
Yeah, so we'll actually kick off at 7
o'clock
these days. But, yeah, so SHN Football Friday, our weekly 5-hour show covering all of Central Texas high school football, hosted by myself and Justin Simmons. And, of course, we're always looking for content. You can tweet us, of course, at SHN Sports. But if you use the hashtag SHN Football Friday, wherever you're at, and we can pick that up and we'll share your content. And we also have a hotline that you can call that we'll never answer, but you can leave a voicemail. You can send us a text and we'll give you a call, even live on air if you want.
I was super excited. The picture I sent you the week before, you put it as the backdrop, and it was a football field. It looked like y'all were right there on the football field.
No, I thought that worked out really well. I appreciate you sending that. And that's exactly the type of stuff that we would love to receive more of. And, so it's tomorrow night, SHM Football Friday, hosted by myself and Justin Simmons, and we look forward to week 3 of that show getting off tomorrow. Of course, we cover all the games in Central Texas and keep you updated on all the scores. I understand you have some scores for us tonight.
We do. On the SHN network, Cedar Creek Eagles currently are beating the Fredericksburg High School Billies 14-6 with 10:17 remaining in the third quarter. They're down there in Bastrop at the Memorial Stadium. We've got Weiss is ahead of Rouse Raiders 25-0 with 11:12 remaining in the fourth quarter. And then future games coming up tomorrow night. We've got Leander Lions, and we'll have Chuck Gracie on the call on that one. They'll be visiting the Reeves Complex and the Stony Point High School Tigers. Then we've also got McNeil comes to Gupton Stadium to play Vista Ridge Rangers. And then over at the field, you've got Westwood visiting Hendrickson Hawks. And then Conley goes down to Bastrop at Memorial Stadium tomorrow night. And Del Valley High School Conquistadors out of El Paso, I believe, are coming to Hutto to face number 7 Hutto Hippos. And that'll also be on the SHN Sports Network tomorrow night at 7 o'clock out at Hutto Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, and the Hippos, I know, have a plan to honor the tragedies that took place in El Paso and other parts of Texas. And it's cool that Hutto has been so welcoming to their foe. And
absolutely. That's really a stand-up class act job out there by Hutto Hippos, taking care of the visitors from Del Valley out there in El Paso. And then you've got Meridian comes to Granger to Lions Stadium tomorrow night. Meridian Yellow Jackets visiting Granger Lions. And then another game that I'm interested in is over in Dragon Stadium in Round Rock tomorrow night is going to be number 15 Vandergrift Vipers versus Cedar Ridge. I think that's going to be an exciting game. I think Cedar Ridge can really give Vandergrift a run for their money tomorrow night over at Dragon Stadium, so that'll be a fun one to watch. And then your alma mater, McCallum, plays host to Glen Grizzlies at House Park. That's always fun to go down to House Park, so hopefully McCallum gets on the winning side of that one. And then again, we'll have Michael Francis on the call over here at Nelson Field tomorrow night as the Eastview Patriots visit the what used to be Reagan High School, and we're blanking out on the name of the school right now. But those of you that have been around a while know it's the old Reagan High School. And then Burger Stadium tomorrow night. Maynard New Tech visits Crockett. And then Holland plays host to Florence. And Flatonia versus Thrall. And we're getting a little ways out of our district, out of our area now. See if we've got any other games here. Maynard visits Liberty Hill. Now that will be an exciting game. You've got Maynard, used to be a 6A team. Now they're 5A. They're in the same district as us. And they go out to Liberty Hill. And Liberty Hill's got a predominantly a run game. They're number 6 in the state. But if they get behind against Maynard, they're not going to be able to get caught back up. So a correction on it. Reagan High School is now Northeast Early College High School. So sorry about that.
It's weird because Northeast by itself is not that hard to say, but coupled with Early College High School, it throws me off every time.
So, yeah, we've got a good slate of games going on around the area. See if we've got any others in our area. That's about it. We've got Aikens High School visits Westlake, and Anderson High School visits Del Valley. Bowie at Lake Travis, Austin at Lehman, and Pflugerville at Elgin. So wraps up the slate for kind of Central Texas tomorrow night. So a lot of fun. The weather should be nice tomorrow. I don't think we're expecting maybe a couple pop-up showers here and there. Hopefully no lightning delays. So it'll be a fun night there at the Georgetown Jewelry SHN Studios there in Georgetown, Texas, as y'all give the recap of what's going on around the Central Texas area, the ATX.
Yeah, we're looking forward to week 3. And I mean, I got to be honest, like I've obviously grown up watching football, loving football, following football, living, breathing football. But, man, the way this year has gotten off to a start, not just in high school football, college football, NFL. I mean, I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm a Longhorns fan. And just the excitement around football, but also the way that it's actually delivered in the opening weeks of so far. Like we had, some surprising games in high school with Westlake losing and I think Lake Travis and Cedar Park, going down in the first game of the year. Like who expected any of that? And then riding the ship. You called the Cedar Park loss, right? One of the few, but you knew what was up. And, and then, going to college, and the Texas LSU game was heartbreaking, but also just such a good game. I mean, both those teams played their heart out. And
another game of note tomorrow night, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that Georgetown travels to South San Antonio. Bearcats down in South San Antonio, and they're looking to improve to 3-0 on their record. And Rob got to visit with them at the coaches show, and so it should be fun. Unfortunately, the band and cheerleaders aren't going to make the trip. It's a little bit of a long road trip down there to San Antonio, but SHN Carl will be on the call. I'm fortunate enough to be on color with Carl, and we'll have a fun broadcast tomorrow night live from South San Antonio.
Yeah, I'm actually going to San Antonio the next day on Saturday to cover some sort of basketball tournament for something going on in San Antonio. But a busy weekend, all the weekends are always busy when it's football season, especially here in Texas, as we get the privilege and honor to cover the best football at the high school level in the country.
And it's so much fun because we've added so many layers to SHN this year with Carl and Rob's leadership. We've been able to add a lot of programs and area-wide and statewide and even across the country. So it's just a lot of fun, and maybe Carl can speak a little bit more to that here in a minute. But Malakoff, I've seen some different programs out there coming on board, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, if it's all good, we'll probably take a break here and come back with the rest of halftime, as we still have about 21 more minutes until the second half kicks off. Once again, the score 41-0. Vikings in the lead over the Panthers, spoiling their homecoming. But there's lots of football left to be played here on the Thursday night game of the week. Coming at you from Nelson Field, you're listening to SHN Sports.
The most important team member isn't always playing in the game. Sometimes they hold a clipboard on the sideline. A good coach doesn't just call plays. They instill confidence in the individual and help the team overcome adversity. At Frost, we believe that good coaching in your financial life can accomplish the same thing. After all, if we believe in you and you believe in you, anything is possible. Frost. Opt for optimism.
...2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com. Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at georgetownshirtcompany.com.
International High School, Global Tech High School, Green Tech High School, Eastside Memorial High School at the Johnston campus, and Eastside Memorial Early College High School at the Johnston campus. We are proud of our Johnston campus alumni who have represented Johnston with pride in the various colleges that they have attended and their various professions. The stories of Johnston High School champions throughout the years bring pride to current students as they see the trophies and memories in the Johnston Rams Legacy Hall. The Johnston Vietnam Veterans Memorial Monument in front of the school reminds us of the many Johnston High School heroes who gave their lives for our country. Tonight, we congratulate the homecoming king and queen and their courts. And again, welcome back alumni and enjoy the game.
Welcome. Good evening, Panther community. Tonight, we will start our halftime show with a performance from our band, directed by Mr. Brian Benavidez, and dance team, directed by Miss Camille Elliott. will reintroduce our homecoming winners for the 2019-2020 school year. First, we'll announce the 9th grade winners for Eastside. Winners for Eastside are, just a moment. The 9th grade winners for Eastside are, for Baroness, Kelsey Perez. And for Baron, we have Fernando Reyes. Winner for 9th grade Baroness at International High School is Rebecca Fuentes. And Angel Molina. Winner for 10th grade Duchess at International High School is Stephanie Ponce. And winner for 10th grade Duke at International High School is Jose Alvarenga. The 11th grade winners for Eastside are, for Princess, Maribel Gamez Tovar. And Prince, Nicholas Reyes. And the 12th grade winners for Eastside are, for Queen, Karina Martinez. And for King, Joe Rangel. Congratulations to all of our homecoming nominees and winners. Once again, congratulations to all of our homecoming nominees and winners. Thank you so much for joining us for our homecoming events this evening. We appreciate all of the support from our Panther family, friends, and community. Enjoy the game.
If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105.
The most important team member isn't always playing in the game. Sometimes they hold a clipboard on the sideline. A good coach doesn't just call plays. They instill confidence in the individual and help the team overcome adversity. At Frost, we believe that good coaching in your financial life can accomplish the same thing. After all, if we believe in you and you believe in you, anything is possible. Frost. Opt for optimism.
2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com. Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at georgetownshirtcompany.com.
And welcome back to Nelson Field for the second half as we get set to go underway for the AISD Thursday night game of the week. Coming at you live from Nelson Field. Stephen Strong with you tonight alongside David England. Carl Schoening in the booth with us as well. About to get underway here for the start of the third quarter. And Vikings with the lead 41-0. David, it was a zany first half that ultimately ended up with 41 points on the board for the Vikings as opposed to 0 for the Panthers. I mean, what do you even come out here for the second half and attempt to – what mindset do you have to have as a Panther about to kick this ball away yet again to the Vikings?
I think just the main thing is to no injuries. Let's keep everybody healthy and let's don't get anybody hurt. And obviously let's don't have any more skirmishes on the field. Let's just play football and have a nice time on a Thursday night. The bands were wonderful at halftime. Great job there.
And let's play football indeed, as it's a little bit of a squib kick and picked up at the 28, and bobbled and finally gathered and taken down at the 34-yard line is where they'll mark him down. So out will come that Viking defense, their 41-point first half.
Absolutely. You know, they've got the what used to be Lanier High School is now Navarro High School Vikings. And what used to be Johnston Rams, I believe, is now the Eastside Memorial Panthers. So some changes in Austin ISD names and stuff like that. A little bit to get used to, but we're working on it.
And it'll be Mason Queller starting at quarterback here for the Vikings as he was about to run under center when a flag is thrown. They blow the play dead. I think it's going to be delay of game.
Yep.
And that is the call here for the Vikings. And they'll start this first drive of the second half back 5 yards. So and, I mean, you know, going back – sorry to cut you off, but going back to the first half, we saw a scuffle. We saw multiple ejections. And ultimately, the quarterback, also one of those, I believe, not in the game anymore, which means they had to turn to the receiver, Queller, who hands it off here, gets trudging forward, and it was Victor Herrera with a nice gain on second down, and who other than Nathan Escalante on the tackle, and we have seen him everywhere on both sides of the ball all night as he stops him for just a 2-yard gain.
It's good to see a positive gain. You know, you hate to see a penalty, delay a game coming out from the locker room, especially at halftime. You think you'd have all, but after a kickoff, you've got to get things going.
And Queller under center almost lost the ball, and he'll keep it himself, rumbling forward and picking up the first down, an extra yard, and finally gets brought down by Hernandez. And I would anticipate we will see a lot of running from Queller, not only because he's not the starting quarterback, but with such a huge lead here early in the second half, and having a speedster like him taking the snaps, might as well use his wheels to your advantage to continue to chew the clock, as well as pick up some gains on the ground, as he'll turn and hand it off this time, and running up the right sideline and close to another first down. Will be a few yards shy, and it was once again on the carry Victor Herrera, and it was Jeremiah Quinn, the senior, finally the man to bring him down just past the 50, and they mark him at the 48-yard line into Panther territory here with 9:02 to go and counting here in the third quarter. Vikings with the 41-0 lead, David.
So interesting change here. We're starting to see them take snaps from under center, and I wonder if that, is going to help with the communication at the line. Of course, Eastside was having more problems with their snaps.
2nd and 4, and another struggle on the handoff here between Queller, and it was the up back Keandre Smith, and the exchange resulting in a little bit of a fumble. They were able to fall on it, were the Vikings, and they'll face a 3rd and 5 upcoming, as we have a player down for the Panthers, and we'll take a break as he gets tended to. 8:26 to go here in the third quarter. Vikings on top, 41-0. We'll be right back on SHN Sports.
If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105.
Welcome back to Nelson Field. 3rd down and 6 upcoming here for the Vikings, as it'll be Queller under center and another one of those bunch formations, and stopped at the line of scrimmage. A flag is thrown late. It was Abraham Flores who came barreling in, taking down the ball carrier. It was once again Herrera, but he was able to get to the line of scrimmage, and a flag is down near the area he got tackled, or at least got grabbed before he fought forward for an extra yard. And it is going to be against the Vikings.
Is that a legal block in the back on that last play? That's the call for the penalty there. Brings up a difficult 3rd and long for Navarro.
Yep, 3rd and 16 now from their own 40. 7:35 to go here in the third quarter. Queller under center, and once again, play is blown dead, and I think this may be a false start on the Vikings, as the Panthers were pointing and eager for that whistle to blow after they saw the man move in the middle.
So, Stephen, one of the things I'm noticing is the replacement quarterback, Mason, is a little further back from the center than he should be, so he's taking that snap just a little bit late. You almost looking to expect some bobbles and fumbles there.
Yeah, and it's definitely affecting the rest of the offense timing. I mean, you get a guy in there who
That's another penalty.
Hasn't been another false start due to the snap mishandling. So what was once a 3rd and 6 is now
3rd and 26.
Yes, has now turned into 3rd and 26 as they are back all the way back to their own 30, David.
Apologize, I'm trying to keep the camera up with the penalties.
So 3rd and 26 under center is Queller, and I would expect just a
fumble.
handoff, and instead it is a fumble. Good call, David, and diving for it. There's a pile, and I think they're going to say the Vikings fell on it.
Yep.
And mark him down.
Number 20 recovered that fumble.
Yeah, it was Victor Herrera, the man to fall back on it.
And we have another Eastside Memorial player injured, and if that's the case, they will be out of extra players on the sideline.
We have 6:10 to go here in the 3rd quarter. The Vikings on top, 41-0.
So, Stephen, what happens if they can't produce 11 men on the football field?
I would think, the game would be called at that point. I'm not sure what the official rules are on that as we wait and see, but 6:10 to go here in the 3rd quarter. It's crazy. There's a lot of football left. And, you mentioned earlier the wind. You can see those flags over there by the scoreboard just kind of rippling a lot more than they were in that first half as the night settles in, and
it's good
to see that young man on his own feet.
Absolutely.
As he walks back to the sideline.
So it's cooled off now to about 85 degrees. The humidity has climbed up into the 60s. It's currently 84 degrees, and humidity is 62%. So with Eastside now just having 11 players with nobody on the sideline, these youngsters are going to be all over the place tonight on the field, and they're going to be working their tail off both sides of the ball.
So it'll be 4th down and 30. And a pooch punt upcoming. It's a line drive and takes a nice roll for the Vikings as it'll roll out of bounds right at the 43-yard line. And that is where the Panthers will take over.
I don't know what to say. There was no attempt on Eastside's part to pick up that ball and
there was no return man
and return it, and they could have started off field position for the first time on the Navarro side of the field, but we'll see what they can get going now.
And it'll be 1st down and 10 from their own 42-yard line. And in shotgun, handing it off is the tough runner. It is once again Otanio Perez as he rumbles forward up the right hash for a solid gain on 1st down. He'll bring up 2nd down and 5. Of all the players on the east side, even though they haven't scored, one that I would shout out with his effort tonight would be none other than number 8, Otanio Perez. I mean, he has been a baller tonight, doing everything he can for this Panther team. 2nd down and 5 on their own 47. Once again, they dip it over to Otanio Perez, and he rumbles forward past the 50. Gets taken down at the 49 into Viking territory, and it was Zvani Morales on the tackle to bring him down just a couple yards shy of the 1st down marker. 3rd down and 2. And I believe we're going to have a substitution here.
Is the first time they've had field possession on the Navarro side of the field, correct?
I want to say it may have happened late in that 2nd quarter, but it may have been due to – no, yeah, you may be right. 3rd down and 2 from the Viking 49. They run it up the middle, and that is not going anywhere as he gets dropped for a loss of a couple. He gets put on the other 49, just on the other side of the 50. It was Anthony Corpus on the tackle in the backfield. And that'll bring up 4th down and 4.
They're still switching out between number 77 and number 51 as far as who's snapping the ball to the quarterback.
And There's Sanchez in at quarterback. Shotgun, 3 receivers, trips to his right, and they'll heave it over the head of everyone, but it is picked off by the Vikings, and it is Mason Queller, the man playing quarterback, filling in as he cuts it up the right sideline and is taken out of bounds at the 40-yard line of Panther territory. And with 2:50 to go here in the third quarter, the Vikings take over once again on the other side of the field.
One of the things that may have contributed to that interception is the quarterback was feeling a lot of pressure because, again, Navarro came right through that offensive line of the Panthers, and there was little to no protection for the quarterback.
Well, obviously we've seen the struggles with the snap here tonight for both teams, but especially been more costly for the Eastside. And, of course, rumbling through the middle of that offensive line has been an issue as well, and it'll be first down and 10 from their own 40. Queller with the keeper. A flag is down near where he was picking up a block and then dragged out of bounds and thrown out. It was Queller for a few yards, but we'll await the penalty, as this one may be coming back anyway. With 1:50 to go here in the third quarter, and it is a holding against the Vikings. That'll be a 10-yard penalty, and they will have to replay the down. You know, David, if all of the positive plays that we've seen from both of these teams were able to count and not been brought back due to these costly penalties for both sides, you know, we'd have a back and forth engaging, exciting offensive game going on. But unfortunately, both of these teams have kind of shot themselves in the foot anytime they got a drive going. This time, Queller spins out of a wannabe sack. He heaves up the left sideline, and a flag is down near the area of holding once again. But tough running there by Queller up the left sideline as he took a big hit as he reverse field up.
Yeah, it's going to be against Navarro.
And it's going to take that big hit all for nothing. It's like you said, I think this one's coming back as well.
I feel like my skills are really improving on calling the penalties and recognizing penalties.
Yeah. Should we get out there reffing, huh? 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. And
so like you were just saying, each team keeps shooting themselves in the foot, you know, just when they have a positive play. It's like take 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But they'll get it together. They're still out there playing. They're still out there hustling. They're trying everything they can.
8 seconds to go here in the third quarter. This drive started after an interception return put them on the other side of the 40 into Panther territory. Now they snap it on their own 44, and it is the ball carrier who really just stumbled over his own feet as he turned upfield. It was Victor Herrera on the carry, and he made a man, shook off a tackler in the backfield and cut upfield, and was eventually tripped up by Corey Scott.
Yeah, Corey Scott, he had an opportunity. He had him right there, and he just couldn't quite make that tackle. He spun away from it. Number 3, Quinn came around, and that's when he kind of tripped up. But these Eastside Memorial players, after each play, they're getting up just exhausted. You can tell they're just worn out. And we have literally 2 players on the sideline that are available to go in relief.
They'll have one more quarter to get through, as that is the end of the third quarter with your score, Vikings 41, Panthers 0. And we will take a quick break and be right back with the Rob Hipp Insurance fourth quarter. You're listening to Thursday Night Football here on SHN Sports.
If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105. And
welcome back here to Nelson Field for the start the Rob Hip Insurance fourth quarter here on SHN Sports Thursday night IISD game of the week, and it is 2nd and 23 in a fader, and it'll fall incomplete. A flag is thrown where the receiver was being covered. It was intended for Aiden Foster, and it was Skylar Gwynn on the coverage, and they may
possibly
get him for the interference.
Yeah, possibly
he didn't get his head turned around, David.
Contact. Yeah, a little too much contact there at the end of the play. So
that's why they always tell these young defensive backs to get your head around, find the football. Yeah. And he did not do that time. It kind of hit him in the back as he was swiping at the receiver. Hey, shout out to this band, especially this drum line, man. They have been startling us all night. It'll be dead silent, and then all of a sudden, boom, comes out of nowhere, and we all jump. And I like it, though. It's awesome.
They're having fun.
It's
they're
awesome.
having a good
Yeah,
time.
it's
Thursday night football, they're just having a ball playing.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 from the Panther 38. And Queller in shotgun's going to let it throw this time. And a good tackle there in space in the backfield. And it was Corey Scott this time. He brought him down for the big loss. And good penetration there by Corey Scott. And good job bringing the ball carrier down this time.
He did a really good job reading that one out from the get-go. He could see it coming a mile away, and he was patient and stayed where he needed to be, and then quarterback tossed it out there to that receiver, and he brought him down for a little bit of a loss there.
And it'll go down as a 5-yard loss. 10:15 to go here in the fourth quarter. 2nd down and 15 for the Vikings, as it'll be Queller in shotgun with 3 receivers to his right, one up top to his left, and once again brought down in the backfield for a loss is Victor Herrera, this time at the hands of Jeremiah Quinn. And folks, they may not win this game, but Eastside is battling, and possibly battling harder. And 9:45 to go in the fourth quarter, down 41 than they have all game, and it's impressive and admirable to see the fight in this team. It's just their pride taking over and not allowing the Vikings to get on a roll once again.
Yeah, so this is like the second time in a row we've seen 3rd and long situation for Navarro.
And I think they're going to call a timeout. Yes, and it'll be a timeout for the Vikings, as you said, David, a 3rd and long. It's going to be 3rd and 20 coming out of the timeout. 9:13 to go here in the fourth quarter. Vikings on top 41-0, facing a 3rd and long, and we will find out if they're able to convert. Right after this break, we're going to take a moment for a message from our sponsors. You're listening to the ARSC Game of the Week on SHN Sports.
2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com.
9:13 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 3rd down and 20. Queller trying to find some space, and once again does not get very far, as he may have picked up 1 yard, and it'll bring up 4th down and 19. So 3 straight plays there for the Panthers where they were in the backfield, bringing the ball carrier down immediately, and it's good to see some fight in them even this late in the game.
Good job by the sophomore Jesus Miranda. He got in the backfield pretty quick, and he got up slow. You could tell the young man is tired, but like you said, Stephen, they are not going to quit fighting tonight.
So Zachary Hyman will come in for the punt, and this time Eastside does have a punter deep. A rough punt there from Hyman, as it'll go out of bounds off the side of his foot.
Big number 77, Azuri. for Eastside Memorial had such good penetration it actually bounced off of his shoulder pads, and that's why that kick bounced awkwardly like it did over to about the 40-yard line.
So a partial block there by the broad shoulders of Ali there. And 8:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. Panthers would love to put some points on the board if they can, but it'll be first down and 10 from their own 39-yard line. Robert Sanchez, the senior quarterback, getting taken down in the backfield. The play was slow to develop, and Jason Gonzalez was not okay with waiting as he brings down Sanchez before he could even know about it from behind, as it'll go down as a 5-yard loss.
Something that Carl had mentioned on one of the breaks is that the coaches must have talked about having a running clock in the second half, because we've noticed that aside from the injury timeouts, that the clock has continued to roll.
So it'll be second down and 15 from their own 34. Here's Sanchez turning and dropping him in the backfield once again. Jason Gonzalez, the man there to bring him down. And Otanio Perez, man, he has played hard tonight. He's obviously feeling the wear and tear of a night like this. He's such a physical runner, and he's also playing defense out here. I mean, it's been rough going here for the Panthers, but they'll face a 3rd and 18, and one of the main leaders in my eyes of this game for the Panthers has been Otanio Perez, as they'll turn and hand it off to him again, but taking way too long to develop, and by the time they got anywhere, they were already dropped in the backfield, and Otanio Perez a little slow to get up. And we will take a break as he gets 10-2. 6:31 to go here in the fourth quarter. You're listening to the AISD Game of the Week on SHN Sports.
The most important team member isn't always playing in the game. Sometimes they hold a clipboard on the sideline. A good coach doesn't just call plays. They instill confidence in the individual and help the team overcome adversity. At Frost, we believe that good coaching in your financial life can accomplish the same thing. After all, if we believe in you and you believe in you, anything is possible. Frost. Opt for optimism.
If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105.
Welcome back to the Rob Hipp Insurance fourth quarter here, halfway through at Nelson Field, and it'll be Eastside punting it. Oh, booming punt, takes a nice bounce and rumbles all the way down the right sideline, and they'll say it went out right at the 42. So the Vikings will take over on offense from their own 42. 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter, and a game where the score, I guess, is reflective of how the plays have gone, but in terms of how the interactions and the fight by both teams, I mean that in terms of football, I guess literally as well, there was a scuffle there where we had 9 players ejected, 4 from Eastside, 5 from from Navarro, as it'll be first down and 10 here with 5.5 minutes to go in the game. And Queller will turn and hand it off, and it's once again Victor Herrera on the carry, and that time he was able to get some positive yardage and rumbles forward all the way to just outside the 50, down at his own 49-yard line. And once again, it's going to be a holding. Yeah, good call, David. Holding on the offense, and that'll knock him back I mean, we should have seen it coming at this point. A positive play where they got,
Yeah.
a good solid chunk of yards. Had to have been a
Yeah.
holding or something to knock them back
You
for
know,
both of these teams.
You're happy for Navarro to be able to come away with a victory here tonight, but it's just honestly it was too many penalties on both sides, so it's pretty.
First down and 15. Queller under center will turn, hand it off once again, and about one man away from breaking that. It was Jesus Miranda who tripped up Herrera, but a solid chunky yards there, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 12 due to the penalties. With 4:10 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Once again, Vikings on top, 41-0. Want to thank you for tuning in to the ARSD Game of the Week here on SHN Sports, coming to you live from Nelson Field. Another shout out to this band down here. This Eastside drumline has been grooving all night, no matter the score. And it'll be Queller rolling right, rushing right, evades the pocket, heaves it downfield, and it is caught off the right sideline as he reverses field and is barely tripped up at the last moment. There is a flag down near the middle of the field, and it's going to be a block in the back, I believe, against the Vikings, and a positive huge play there is just going to get called back. There's actually a couple players down. I mean,
So
this
Stephen, close to 100 years ago in 1922,
Let's
E.
hear it.
King Gill takes the field, or stands up for Texas A&M University. They were running low on football players, and he comes out of the stands and suits up, and he stands ready, and that started the tradition. So I think tonight you got to give hats off to the band and for making a lot of noise tonight. They're the 12th man of the East Side Memorial tonight, because there's just not many men left on the sideline, and you just hate to see these youngsters getting injured and hurt, and glad to see a rolling clock at this point. Let's get this game done, get these young men home, and get them on the road to recovery for next week.
Yeah, you said it. The band's been keeping this crowd moving the whole night. Shout out to the dance team as well. The Lady Vikettes, the Panthers, Lady Panthers dance team here.
Is Vikettes a thing?
The Navarro has the Vikettes. Yeah,
Vikettes.
I had some friends actually that, went to back when it was Lanier, and they were Lady Vikettes. They were like the dance team.
Learn something every day.
I'm here to teach. And there is that band we've been talking about. Mainly this drum line is really what's keeping everyone booming. They have been at it all night. It'll be 2nd down and 5 from their own 40-yard line with 3:12 remaining in the fourth quarter, and a handoff here from Queller over to, it is once again Herrera, who cuts up the left sideline and is brought down all the way to the 29 of the Panthers. And dare I say it, is this play going to count?
Yeah.
There was no flag.
There's no flag
on that huge run there for Herrera. Victor picking up a huge chunk of yards, and it's actually going to go to his stat line, as it'll be 1st down and 10 here for the Vikings as they line up. And Queller actually send a man out wide. Now they'll bring him back to the bunch formation. Queller trying to get the snap, just falls backwards, lost his balance. I think his center may have stepped on his foot, or he just lost his balance as he went back. Couldn't even get the handoff off, and they'll mark him down. It's a loss of a few. And we'll get under just about under 2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Vikings with the 41-0 lead over the Panthers, spoiling their homecoming. And we'll see another play here. Queller Under center, turns, hands it off to Herrera, trying to pick up some blockers. Turns on the Jets up the right sideline and in for the touchdown. As the Vikings poured on here, under a minute to go in the fourth quarter, they score their 47th point and will come on and try to tack on the extra point from Florida's. It'll be Brian Bernal in for the extra point attempt, and of course Queller with the hold. It's a good snap, good hold.
Blocked.
The kick is blocked.
And he's going to run it in.
And he tried to scoop it in. What an effort by Queller. 49-0. The Vikings lead the Panthers on what was a
so that was a blocked,
kick.
Blocked extra point, and they still recovered it, managed to run it to the left pylon and just got it across the pylon for 2 points.
If that's not the story of how this game has gone for the Panthers, I don't know what is.
Goodness
They are playing their heart out.
Yeah. So the clock is going to continue to run. We're down to 20 seconds now, ladies and gentlemen.
The game clock actually has less than the play clock, and they're not going to run another play.
Nah.
So the final score here from Nelson Field is going to have the Vikings picking up their first win of the season as they move on to 1-2 with the victory 49-0 over the Eastside Memorial Panthers. Panthers fall to 0-3 so far this season. I know they didn't score, but honestly, got to respect the fight put here by both teams, but especially the fight put forth by the Panthers, who were trailing so much for so much of this game.
Yeah.
And have had guys ejected, had guys get hurt, had just next man up. They never lowered their heads, and they just kept battling all night. And
so this is just reminiscent of maybe some six-man football, some Class 1A classification. You might see they don't have that many football players left, and it's gone almost like small-town football, if you will, for Eastside Memorial. They're really having to make do, and they just were out of folks on the sideline. There's not going to be any handshakes, I don't believe, on the sideline tonight. So they're just going to be happy to go to the locker room and call it a night. But yes, you're exactly right, Stephen. You did see lots of good things there in the second half. The defense had some really good defensive stands for the Eastside Memorial Panthers. And as they gather here at the track, as the band plays the school song. But it was good. It was good to see them have those good third down and long stops and fourth down, and have some good stops there. So.
And once again, your final tonight from Nelson Field, 49-0 over, with the Vikings getting their first victory of the season over the Eastside Memorial Panthers. We have more action this weekend. More games tomorrow, of course. Carl Schoening on the call with you, David, tomorrow for the Georgetown Eagle game on SHN Sports. I'll come in live from San Antonio tomorrow night, and as well as multiple other games on the network. I know Eastview will play tomorrow with Travis Banks and Michael Francis on that call. So, lots to look forward to this weekend. And we look forward to bringing it to you here live on SHN Sports all season long, as we will do our part to get wrapped up here in the booth from Nelson Field. Any, closing thoughts here tonight, David, for either team? I mean,
yeah, I think
pretty one-sided.
What you saw tonight was a classic AISD matchup from back in the old days, the old Johnston versus the old Lanier. It's Navarro versus Eastside Memorial, and I think somewhat of a crosstown rivalry maybe, but I think you've got the larger District 12 5A Division I team coming in here and competing against the District 13 4A Division II team, smaller team. So a little bit of a mismatch there. But it's neat to see these two Austin schools, storied Austin programs, competing for some Austin pride, and hopefully nobody got hurt, and anybody that's injured, has a speedy recovery, and everybody is safe and live to play again next week.
Well, I can't say it much better myself, David. We will take this drum line out and wrap up here from Nelson Field. Once again, your final score, Navarro 49, Eastside 0. And we want to thank you for tuning in to the Thursday night AISD Game of the Week here live on SHN Sports. On behalf of everyone here in Strong, signing off. Everyone have a pleasant and safe weekend, and we'll catch you tomorrow for the SHN Football Friday, as well as all the other games on the network.